The Mississippi Municipal League offers a variety of education. We want to make sure that we offer topics that would appeal to everybody. And at this conference we have 67 sessions for them to choose from. The topics are a wide variety, from things like cybersecurity for municipalities to infrastructure issues. We've added a municipal court class so they can know how to run that a little bit better in their towns. And so we try to offer something that helps them better their community.
As you have elected officials that come on that are new, I'm still learning. I've been an elected official a long time, but I'm always open to the new ideas and opportunities. But the classes that they teach here, as far as economic development, the infrastructure, just following the rules that we have to, that are mandated on us. But these classes are very educational that the MML puts together and the committee puts together.
Our continuing education workshop today dealt with the issue of municipal land use. It's really important because as elected officials, they make decisions every day that are planning and land use related, and how those decisions impact their local communities, help the community grow and be more economically viable. So the session today was really important to help them have a good understanding of some of the issues that are associated with land use. For the municipalities, just to continue to use their resources to build and grow stronger communities, to keep engaging the people within their community, and as they do, kind of set a vision for the future and work hard towards achieving that.
I'm going to try to send you home with some information. We want to cover two topics with you today. Where we're going to talk about Mississippi businesses and how communities can support Mississippi businesses and they grow themselves. You know, there's a key component and a direct correlation between community support, educated workforce, and success. And the equation is just as good as A plus B equals C. So we'll be talking about that today in surveys that we've done all over the state to help Mississippi municipalities. We started something about 3 years ago called Y'all Business. It took me about 4 years to draft it, but Y'all Business analyzes every county in Mississippi and some of the cities as well. It tells you all the demographic data, how much what's race, color, creed, national origin, all that other, but it also predicts what the growth will be to 2020. And it will tell you tons of consumer information. It's the same as if you Target or Walmart got a study done. I've done that study and put it on our website called Y'all Business. We now have hundreds of thousands of hits. And these municipalities and these counties are using that to their advantage to do economic development.
This morning we're going to be talking about how to fund fire trucks. We finally got some money out of the legislature after a lot of hard work. 6 out of 10 years, our rural fire truck program has not been funded by the legislature. We found some money and got $4.5 million for the fire truck program. And what's unusual is this year we're allowing municipalities to also participate in getting grants to buy new trucks for the municipalities. That's a big deal for us, and to encourage them to have compacts with the volunteer fire departments within the counties. In addition to that, we're going to talk a little bit about flood insurance and why it's important and the new changes coming under the NFIP. We have about 65,000 flood policies in the state of Mississippi, and out of those policies, most of them are on the Gulf Coast, simply because we require flood insurance if you buy from the Mississippi Wind Underwriting Association, which is the wind insurer of last resort on the Gulf Coast. What's important for consumers to realize is that floods occur anywhere within the state. It's not just on the Gulf Coast or by a river. It's anywhere that you go, you can have a flood in the state of Mississippi. And the issue is, if we do not get private flood insurance to compete with the NFIP, consumers will not be able to afford the flood insurance rates that the government's charging. And that's a big deal to you, because if you can't afford flood insurance, you have no economic development at all. As a matter of fact, if you can't insure something, you can't finance it. If you can't finance it, you have no economic development. Doesn't matter what part of the state you live in.
Our workshop today was primarily about the opportunity zones, which were recently enacted by tax reform on a federal level. And the governor designated these zones the last few months, primarily an incentive that's used to create investment for low-income communities within these communities that lack capital.
What kind of potential does this offer for Mississippi?
It's a big potential. Primarily you have investors that are looking for chances to offset their capital gains, and so when those capital gains are offset for investors, it creates a higher yield for them in these opportunity zone areas. And so those low-income areas have a good chance to create a lot of access to capital that they otherwise wouldn't have.
Our workshop today dealt with the issue of how you can best repair and modify the homes of senior veterans in communities, with examples being pulled from both Hattiesburg and Jackson. It's a serious issue not only in Mississippi but also across the country. As we talked about in our presentation this morning, more than approximately 1 in 5 people in communities are age 65 or older. And when you look at the veteran subpopulation, even though veterans are less than 10% of the general population, nearly half of all veterans are age 65 or older. And so the point that we were making with our presentation today was that if you wanted to make progress in terms of home repairs and modifications that will allow people age 65 or older to safely age in place, you'd be well suited, according to the data, to start with veterans. The primary thing that municipalities can be doing is ensuring that in any time that they are collecting information about their residents, that they are asking the question, have you or a member of your household ever served in the military? It's really a matter of not only collecting that data, but then also figuring out who to share that data with and how best to share that data to ensure that the needs of veterans and their members of their households are best met. And so the role of local elected officials is to not only help gather data, but to also act as conveners in their community to bring together the appropriate stakeholders that can meet the needs and connect to those who need services to the services that are out there in communities.
Our workshop today is standards and policing. Well, we're going to talk about what is that city, whatever city you're from, standard, and how do you come to that standard, and how do you justify what standard is, and should law enforcement be held to a higher standard, and if so, how do they justify that? How do they measure it, so to speak, and how are they holding their police department accountable in that area?
What is your best advice for police chiefs and mayors around the state?
That you ought to have a standard. That standard's got to start with policy, and you need to know what those policies are. Make sure that those policies, that your mayor and board of aldermen agree with them, that you know them, and that they're being used.
Our workshop today dealt with working with your railroad. Sometimes communities find themselves in a predicament when they don't know who to contact with the railroad, or they have an issue with the railroad and they don't really know who to contact or how to go about approaching the railroad. So we talked a little bit about that. We also wanted to talk about safety measures around the railroad and how dangerous a railroad can be and how you stay off the right of way. But also we wanted to talk to our city fathers about developing the community. And as you develop the community, you want to keep the railroad in mind and make smart zoning and smart decisions by the board as you work with the railroads and develop your community.
This is my second term. I served 4 years and I'm beginning my 5th year.
What have you come here to learn?
Learn more about being an effective leader, how to do my job and the right way, the legal way, and you learn a lot of things about what's going on in the state of Mississippi.
How valuable have these sessions been?
They're very, very valuable. They really help you to stay focused and how to do things according to the law, you know, how to be a more effective leader.
I've been mayor for about 6 years now, and I've been coming to the conferences for about 36 years.
What have you learned by coming?
Oh, it's always a great information to get new ideas, new forms, and new vision on our community. It's been excellent.
What are you looking to learn here to take back home?
Oh, anything that would be new and inviting. Just now I've come from the land. It's just been awesome about teaching us how to revitalize our downtown area. It's just been a great opportunity for me to be here and to enjoy the instructors.
I am a CMO graduate, matter of fact, a professional graduate as well. It means a lot to me because it gives me the confidence that I can run my town successfully.
What have you picked up here that you want to take back home?
Well, one thing I picked up just this morning that I want to take back to my town is to how to continue with the budget. And to make sure, after hearing about some downfalls of some situations in other places, that was valuable to me just this morning because that's going to help keep me out of trouble.
We've been coming down here, for 3 years, and I've learned a lot about how to get things done in a town and make it move forward.
What ideas are you looking for here to take back home?
Something in the community to get the community into what's going on in the town of Blue Mountain.
This is my second year, and it's so much that I've learned. Just different programs, economic development, and just a lot of things in the community to do for recreation and that type of thing. So that's the thing that I'm in, education. I'm really interested in learning education and helping the youth in my hometown. So that's one of the things that I'm really striving and trying to learn more about.
How valuable have these sessions been for you?
Very valuable. It's my first term, newly elected, and this is my second year coming, and just trying to learn as much as I can and take back to my community.
I have been coming to the Municipal League for 9 years now, and I've really enjoyed it, the classes and stuff. One thing I've learned to talk to other people and find out about things in their community, what's going on, and we can exchange information on how to make our towns better. I've just thoroughly enjoyed, talking to different people, meeting different people, and seeing what's going on in their towns, and try to find out how to better each other's town.
I was 28 years in the fire department in our city, and I ran for office and was elected, so this is my 3.5 year of my 4-year term right now. And the reason I come and have come to every conference is because being new as elected official of our southernmost West Coast city in Mississippi, I needed that knowledge to be able to make sure that our city is going in the right direction.
What have you come here to learn to take back home this week?
This week I come to, of course, this is an event to get to know others throughout the state of Mississippi that could help us in the long term, because if we need somebody, we know who to contact.
This is my 5th year, and I thoroughly enjoyed this conference. This conference has prepared me to make better decisions in my community. And I love coming here, networking with other towns and other mayors and aldermen. And this is a great, great conference, and I advise everybody to attend.
What are you trying to learn here to take back home?
Well, economic development, also housing, information, anything that I can learn that can help me better serve my community, the town of Pace.
This is my 10th year. Elected first in 2009, and I have never missed one, and I think they're very valuable. You learn something in every session you choose to go to.
What are you going to come and try to learn here this time to take back home?
I am focusing this time on home repairs, blight, eliminating blight, and health issues. I have a lot of choices. The choices are hard because there's some very good sessions going on.
This is my 2nd year. I was just elected last term, and learned a lot of information. I think the continuing education helps us as elected officials to make sure that we're complying with state laws, and also it brings fresh, creative ideas that we can take back to our cities and make sure that we take care of our citizens and implement ideas that they'll be happy with as well.
I'm in the community development class right now.
How many years have you been coming to Mississippi Municipal League?
This is my 1st year. I was elected in October.
What have you learned so far?
Well, that we need to start working on trying to get the people together in our town, to try to bring everyone together first, to get businesses and industry into our.
How valuable have these educational sessions been for you?
So far, it's been great. I still have a lot of questions and a lot of things I want to ask, and I'm trying to get everybody cards, so maybe I can get some of them to come to our town.
I elected 9 terms, 36 years.
How valuable have these conferences been for you over the time?
Very valuable, because there's lessons to be learned, and there's new technology, there's change, and we have to adapt to all that in our cities and towns.
What are you coming here to learn to take back home?
Mostly about wastewater treatment, how other cities handle it. It's a big problem in the state, and we're always trying to update, and there's always, rules and regulations. So that's one of the big things that we're trying to do here, is learn all we can about wastewater.
How valuable are these sessions?
Very valuable. I would say 90% of the people who come here just come for these classes.
This is my second year to be here, so I'm excited to be here, and we're here to learn about basic laws of municipalities, small government, towns.
What have you learned so far?
We just learned how to manage people and do different things, and just local ordinances and laws.
How valuable have these sessions been for you?
It's been really good. I think we get to come here and meet with other constituents and other city leaders, and we just kind of evolve and learn together.
Came to learn about budgeting and taxes because budget season is upon us, so we're trying to get all the information that we can.
What have you learned so far?
Well, what we can and cannot do to keep us in and out of jail, to make sure everybody's on the same page, and to get different ideas and things from other city clerks and deputies and mayors and stuff on how to move forward with your budget.
How valuable have these sessions been?
Oh, they're very valuable, very valuable. People are exchanging experiences and different things to help everybody get past and get on and have a successful budget season. So,
I have been coming for 11 years, and I've been elected 11 years.
What have you learned in all that time from the Municipal League's educational sessions?
Well, the information that we gather here and take back, it's about employment, how we gauge what our employees do, how to make sure that our employees are on board and doing the right thing, the credentials that we need to make sure that the employees that we have hired are up to par and we are running a tight ship.
I've been coming 21 years, and each year I learned something different, some way to help our town. We learn just educational ways to make our town more liable and to reach out to do things for our town. So,
what are you going to try to learn here to take back home this year?
We're actually looking for grants and funds so we can update our town. We're needing some new facilities, and we're kind of looking for grants.
How valuable are these sessions?
Very valuable. Very. When you go in, you pick and choose the ones that are best for your town. And so ours is under 5,000, so I usually try to pick those.
This is my 5th year coming to the conference. It's a wealth of knowledge here. It's given me an opportunity as an alderman in the city of Moss Point, just the different facets of everything that goes on within the legislative and organizational branches. So I'm a graduate of the continuing education courses, and it's just given me a wealth of knowledge and relationships to build upon and just to make sure that my city has all of its resources that it needs as a municipality.
This is my first year coming to the league. I was elected July of 2017. So basically we are in the town of Utica. Our municipality consists of about maybe 300 to 500 people. So basically we came down to learn on how to utilize just different resources for a small municipality, how to learn to grow our community and town, so just different things of that nature.
How valuable has this been so far?
This is our first day today, so the first class that we just came out of, we're actually doing a break on. So far, pretty good.
What do you want to pick up here that'll help make your town better?
Well, I would like to pick up just different resources on how to finance, apply law, and just different forms of growth for our town is what I'm hoping to pick up here and take back to that community.
What would you say to other elected officials about the value of these sessions?
They are very necessary to attend because you will not get the resources you need. It seems to be like these are the only places where the resources are available. To just receive just the key speakers, just the hands-on training, you only get them at the conferences. So it's very necessary to attend.
I've been here, this is my 5th year,
And there's so much. When you have never been an elected official, this is the opportunity where you can actually meet with other elected officials. You take from their knowledge, and the classes that are offered here help build that foundation that you're going to need in order to better serve your communities. CMO, those are the courses you take. You have different levels, and luckily I've been here enough and I've taken enough classes that I've actually gone through your basic, and I think the last one is personal development, and so I've had all three.
How valuable has that been for you?
Oh gosh, immensely valuable. I mean, again, you have to take everything you can, like a sponge, absorb it, and these classes are where you learn that, where you learn what you need.
This is my second year. I just got elected last year as a councilman of the city of Okolona. And my biggest thing is to try to make the city better.
What are you trying to learn here to take back home?
Learn the different policies and procedures that you have to use to making your city better.
How valuable have these sessions been for you?
Very valuable, since it's my first year.
Just to learn a lot more about what's going on with the laws in my community, and to go back into explain to the people in the community of town of Summit, what we cannot do to help the community grow, and pretty much stay focused on what we need to do to get the town up and running the way how it should be.
How valuable are these educational sessions for you?
Oh, they're very valuable. Like I say, I got elected on June 6th, and this is my second year down here. And the classes are very valuable. We just have to stay focused and learn on what's going on, because like I say, a lot of us really don't know the laws and the rules of what we should and should not do. So it means a lot to me to be here, to learn more and more about what's going on.
I've been coming 12 years, and being a CMO graduate, I guess it means it's like graduating from college. You come in, you don't know anything, you take all these classes over a period of time, and you hopefully leave with a little more knowledge than you came with, and it's been a great help.
How valuable would you say these are for yourself and other elected officials?
Oh, it's very valuable, because everybody thinks, well, I'm going to come into office, I know what to do. Well, you don't really know what to do, and so there's so many different topics that being a elected official, depending on your capacity, there's a lot to learn about the state programs and federal programs, and just basically how to run a city.
Though I've been through many of the classes, there's always something new to learn and experience. There's always a growth that you can have by coming to these educational classes, and it's just a tremendous opportunity, not only for learning but for networking, and you learn so much from your peers and colleagues.
If people have questions like more information about MML, what should they do?
They can contact us at 601-353-5854 or visit the website at mmlonline.com.